Hallelujah! Rastafari, Alhamdulillah, Akbar. Yeah, I don't care what language you speak, it's one God for us all. African liberation, yeah? Rastafari. Wake up, down, people. Now I know now that I'm way down on the line, and the waiting really fine. So don't treat me like a puppet on a string, 'cause I know how to do my thing. Give me all my money. Tears in my eyes, yeah. Tears in my eyes, yeah. While I'm waiting for my turn. See, I don't wanna wait this day for your love. That's up. I don't wanna wait this day for your love. I don't wanna wait this day for your love. It's been 3 years since I'm knocking at your door, and I still can't knock some more. Ooh, girl, is this feasible? I wanna know now, for I still knock some more. In life I know there's not to breathe, but your love is my relief. This is my girl, this is my girl. While I'm waiting for my turn. I don't wanna wait the day for your turn. I don't wanna wait this day for your love. I don't wanna wait this day for your love. I don't wanna wait this day. No, I don't wanna wait this day. No, I don't wanna wait this day. No, I don't wanna wait this day. This love that's waiting on, it's my love that you're running from. I can't hear no guitar. Now take on the saxophone. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, for now he's gonna do some other things. So that's right, we'll be back. So don't go anywhere, you guys are here. We're here to celebrate African Liberation Day.
When we read in the Bible, it says that God created man. It does not say man was black, white, Indian, colored. He says he created man in the image of God. So we are gathered here today to celebrate the liberation of Africans. On this day, we call the forces of nature to bend at our will. With me axe, we're going to smash down Babylon and all the barbecue places between here and Little 5 Points. So give praises and thanks, and we'll be back with some music for you. So Blasey, give the people something to do in the interim. Thank you very much. There's plenty of land for you and I, by and by. Lots of food to share for everyone. The type of segregation is the promised land. Oh gosh, get me to the promised land. riding on the Virginia way, from my Bible to Kenya. Made a traffic and follow. Can we live a lot of country that is above the promised land? Oh, we need the promised land. Because if the promised land, yeah, I'm the promised land. Then I think to myself, if I dance for the promised land, or he gave me the teaching so I could see the reality of my truth. And then there's a lot of work to be done to God in the promised land. Yeah, talking about the promised land.
Organize, build the AAPRP. 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 Build the AAPRP. African, we have a very serious program in front of us. We have to get organized. We have to build the All-African People's Revolutionary Party. My name is Yaru Danduza. I'm an organizer for the All-African People's Revolutionary Party in the Florida chapter. And I'm here today to introduce this 39th celebration and commemoration of African Liberation Day. As we start, I'd like to give thanks to Jah, Allah, God. I'd like to give thanks to the indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere on whose land we do this celebration and where we live each day. Because we know that Africa is the only just land of African people, and this land that we work and toil on, was stolen and brought to, belongs to the American Indians. And that's a fact. This African Liberation Day is themed Students and Youth, Arm the Masses with Revolutionary Ideology and Organization. We use this theme to underscore the contribution that the revolutionary intelligentsia, the youth, the students, have in terms of a responsibility for imbuing the masses with revolutionary organization to complete our objective of Pan-Africanism. The intelligentsia, the youth, and the students have played a historical role where they study, where they learn, where they accept revolutionary ideology that we in the AAPRP call Nkrumahism, Touréism. We use this ideology to accomplish our objective, which is Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is the total liberation and unification of Africa under scientific socialism. The only way we get there is with revolutionary organization. The tool that we use to get to revolutionary organization is revolutionary ideology. There is no other path. No single person, no student, no youth, no revolutionary intelligentsia can make revolution. It takes the masses of the people to make revolution. African Liberation Day is that one day in the year where we come to check the struggles that revolutionary organizations and groups around the world have engaged toward reaching the goal of a worldwide socialist movement. African people, our contribution to humanity is Pan-Africanism. And this is where we come. We appreciate all those who are in attendance and the party militants who've been able to come and help to organize this. We appreciate you. We have a program that's going to begin at this point. First up on our program, I'd like to introduce young sister Africa. She's with the Young Pioneers Institute in our Tennessee chapter, and she'll be presenting a solidarity message from the Central Committee of the All-African People's Revolutionary Party.
brothers and comrades, it is with great pride and honor that we extend to your organization, sisters and brothers in attendance, in revolutionary and progressive forces, worldwide Pan-African greetings and solidarity on this occasion of the 39th birthday of African Liberation Day, ALD. We are confident that your hard work and tireless efforts in organizing African Liberation Day 1997 will advance in every way our people's struggle to achieve Pan-Africanism. The All-African People's Revolutionary Party is a Pan-African revolutionary mass party struggling across the Pan-African world for the unity of Africa and her scattered people. There is no doubt that those who continue to observe African Liberation Day celebrations understand that the struggle of African people for liberation and unity has not yet been won. The primary task of the African organization is to wage ceaseless struggle in the service of our people until every stretch of Africa is liberated and unified. On this, we cannot compromise. Sisters, brothers, friends, African Liberation Day provides a platform each year for African people primarily to come together and rededicate ourselves to our struggle, to honor those who have gone before us, and to lay out for our people the future course of struggle to be waged and won. Our party has observed this day for over 20 years and is currently organizing celebrations in over 17 countries in the world. In doing so, we recognize that African Liberation Day serves as the beacon head of the struggle for Pan-Africanism. Comrades, when African Liberation Day was inaugurated in 1958 as African Freedom Day, the Honorable Kwame Nkrumah, first president of Ghana, brought together the heads of the independent African states, numbering 8 at the time. This first conference of independent African states is of vital historical significance as it represented for the first time in the struggle, the bringing together of Africans on African soil to discuss the problems of Africa and the required solutions. Kwame Nkrumah set the tone for the conference in his opening speech when he proclaimed, "Today we are one. If in the past the Sahara divided us, now it unites us. An injury to one is an injury to all. From this conference must go out the message, hands off Africa, Africa must be free." African Liberation Day, African Freedom Day, in its inception was clearly anti-imperialist, anti-colonialist, and anti-capitalist as it set as its objective the total liberation and unification of Africa under an all-African socialist government. The second day of the conference passed a resolution calling for the 15th of April to be commemorated every year as Africa Freedom Day to mark the onward progress of the liberation movement and to symbolize the determination of the peoples of Africa to free themselves from foreign and class exploitation. In 1963, to mark the founding of the Organization of African Unity, it was resolved to celebrate May 25th as African Liberation Day. Thus, African Freedom Day and African Liberation Day are one. We have not yet achieved the task set out for us by our ancestors. Africa remains the most destitute continent on the face of the earth, despite her massive natural wealth. Our people worldwide are to be found at the bottom of every nation's economic system, acting as the fodder that fuels their development, but receiving no recognition for our contributions. The essence of slavery remains, the inequality of humankind, only its form has changed. Imperialism, the system which brought European exploitation to Africa, continues to suck Africa dry, but now does so with the complicity of the African ruling classes, who on the whole are sustained in power by imperialism itself. The tentacles of neo-colonialism have dug deep into Africa, stripping her from cultural identity. Sisters and brothers, you know that culture is the container of all things, of people's values, ideologies, spiritual and religious norms, and social systems. It is clear that a people under neo-colonialism cannot progress culturally. This is the fundamental limitation of the African condition in the 20th century. As we enter the new millennium, we must redouble our efforts to bring about our people's unity. In the light of this, our party has focused this year's ALD celebration on the theme, Youth and Students Arm the People with Revolutionary Ideas and Organizations. With this theme, we recognize as revolutionary Pan-Africanists that we must totally transform power relations in Africa in order to secure her true independence and full development. A new Africa must be forged around one ideology drawn from the positive aspects of Africa's rich cultural history. We must look to the youth and students of Africa today, whose past generations have marked history as a revolutionary force that laid the foundation for the African liberation struggle, sparked the anti-colonial struggle in Africa, raised the cry of civil rights and black power throughout the Western Hemisphere. Can we take this opportunity to recognize the valiant struggle of African women worldwide? The contribution of our sisters to our African liberation struggle remains underplayed, but our party and its women's wing recognizes that African women are the backbone of the African nation. Sisters, we salute you. In closing, we thank you for your efforts. We know Pan-Africanism remains our only solution. We stand side by side with you on this great day. We wish you every success with your celebrations, and we are confident that Africa will triumph in the struggle of good over evil that has darkened her shores since the advent of imperialism. Victory to the African masses.
Thanks very much, sister. That's the youth speaking. She mentioned in her presentation how culture is a container that we can use for our liberation, because we know that all that comes from us comes out of our culture. However we represent ourselves, we have to come from our culture, that's African culture. We want to throw off other people's culture and represent our culture. Our ideology comes from our culture. Our independence comes from our culture. Our liberation movement comes from our culture. And there are many ways that we represent our culture. I'd like to present to us this afternoon our cultural group called Hezole. It's a Pan-African, composed, and spirited dance organization. It comes out of Miami, Florida. And Sister Chifo Chimoya will come and introduce the dance that they're going to present.
Greetings, Africans. I said greetings, Africans. That's more like it. You know, I'm standing and sitting in this pavilion, and everyone is just about doing their own thing. You know, whomever is up here is just, you know, they're speaking and you can hear them, but we are not listening. We are interactive people. Our culture is interactive. We need to be involved. African Liberation Day is celebrated once a year, but we're Africans throughout our lifetime. So therefore, I'm urging for you to become more involved. Love yourself. You know, love yourself, love your culture. If the spirit moves you when we are here sharing our culture with you, by all means, come and get involved. This is not a spectator sport. We've been living in this country for too long. We need to get with the program and come and just become involved. We will be performing a piece from Ghana. It's from the Iwe people. It's called Abaja. And basically this piece is a ceremonial dance. And it's usually done when, let's say, a group of people go out and accomplish something and comes back to their community and say, hey guys, we have done well and we are going to parade for you. We are going to show you all our guts and our glory. Okay? So we don't have our drummers here today, but our spirit is here, yours is here. In order for us to perform, we need for you to become involved because we feed off of each other. Just like in Pan-Africanism, it's not an individual. It takes a masses of a people to make a revolutionary change. So in performing, we need everyone to become involved. Whether you're clapping, whether you're just, just sharing some good vibes. So, enjoy, okay?
You guys need to light up yourself.
Coming up, we understand Ghana, I guess the Ghanaian Association has played a major role in the development of Pan-Africanist theory and practice through Osagio, Kwame Nkrumah, one of the names from which we use to get our ideology in Nkrumahism, Touréism.
Yeah, I would plug even someone in the future is it possible? It's okay, it's not. Yeah, we need all association of the everybody. Thank you very much. This is an introduction to what we are going to say. You know, in Africa, anytime there's a very important occasion, we love to begin and even end with music. Music is part of us, it's in us, and it's us. That's why you don't see Africans anywhere going to real school to learn how to play music. You just get a music right in you. And thank you. I hope you enjoy our little bit. As a matter of fact, I wasn't scheduled to speak here today. I am the vice president of our Association of Ghanaians in Atlanta. And I was told yesterday to come in here and say something at this occasion. And the reason is our president, who was supposed to be here today, had an accident last Wednesday while she was going to attend a conference, actually a banquet for all African ambassadors that was held here on Wednesday evening. And the accident is so serious, it's now at the Great Memorial Hospital, recuperating from serious burns. I mean, almost like 90% of his body sustained burns, and is now recuperating. And we need prayers, your prayers of everybody here for him to come back to life. So I will please beg all of you to hold a moment of silence and just a little prayer for our brother. So whatever you are doing, please can you stop and help us to hold a minute silence for our president, who is now at the Great Memorial Hospital. Lord, have mercy on all of us. And Lord, please join us today and listen to our prayer and lend your helping and healing hands for our brother who is now recuperating from serious burn injuries at the Great Memorial Hospital. Amen. Ado. This is a cry for attention in Ghana. As you know, Ghana is Kwame Nkrumah's town. And Ghana was the country that learned, Kwame Nkrumah learned the meaning of the Black Star. The meaning of the Black Star. And where did he learn it from? Right here in America. From Marcus Garvey and the Pan-African movement. Kwame Nkrumah learned that here and said, yeah, this is it. This is it. He took it back to Africa, led Ghana to independence, and through that, the whole of Africa became independent. So let's say, hip, hip, hip for Marcus Garvey, hip, hip, hip. Hip, hip, hip. Hip, hip, hip. And here for Kwame Nkrumah and all the Pan-African movement. Hip, hip, hip. Hip, 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 hooray. My brothers and sisters, this movement we are celebrating today is not a toy. Nothing we should toy with. It started a long time ago, and it's here, and it's going to end. It's never going to end even after we are gone. What we are doing today is to make sure that our children and grandchildren will come in and see something and hold on to it and fight. We know the fight is not going to be easy. It's going to take a long time. When I prayed, I ended up with the word Amen. Amen. Can you all say amen? Amen. 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 Why am I stressing that word amen? Why? Because it's an African word. Probably most of you don't know. Most of us don't even know that amen is an African word. And when you go to Ghana and in most African countries, you want to enter somebody's house. You say, Ago, and they say, amen, means coming. You knock somebody's house, Koko, 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 Ago. He says, amen. It means coming. Okay? And also, after you pray, what do you say? Amen. It means let it be, right? Let it be. Come in. And also, that same word, you'll be surprised, is part of your name. It's part of your name. How do you call yourself? How do you call yourself? How do you call yourself? Me. How do you call yourself? Me. Amen. Amen. Okay? And the only word in this whole world, the only word in the world that refers to God also has me in it. In Ghana, we call God Onyame. Onyame. That's how we call God. And literally means when I have Him, when I have God, I'm satisfied. And satisfied means main, my main. Amen. I'm satisfied. You follow me? It means amen. I'm satisfied. And we call God Onyame. And when God created you, everybody, He gave you part of His name, which is me, Onyame. How do you refer to yourself? So now you know your name is part of God, which we call Him Onyame. I hope you understand. So now you, everybody in this world is part of God through the name that came out of Africa, Onyame. Also, when I was a child, my grandmother used to say that, hey, we Africans, we came from somewhere else. We came from a hole. I never understood what kind of hole it is. Even now, it baffles me. But now I hear that there's a hole somewhere in the sky called what? The black hole. That is the symbol of the Ghanaian flag. You can see one single black star, black hole in the middle. It's a spiritual sign of where we are supposed to come from. It's a spiritual sign of where black people are supposed to have come from. Maybe it's possible we migrated from the black star onto this earth. Nobody knows. Also, there is some evidence that long time ago, when they dug, people invaded the pyramids, they found a prototype of airplane inside one of the pyramids. Where did that airplane come from? Thousands of years ago. I don't know. You answer for yourself. Is it possible your ancestors, my ancestors, migrated from the black star, the black hole, and came down to earth? I don't know. Where did that word, me, which everybody else referred to themselves, also come from? Well, these are, like small things we are learning that we have to know. Okay, you have to be proud that your ancestors came from somewhere. Okay, so now you should know you are me, Onyame, the child of God, and be proud of that. And Kwame Nkrumah, through Marcus Garvey, adopted the black star, and we should hold on to it and make sure that the black star will never be defiled. The black star, which represents you and me, will never be defiled. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have much to say, but be proud and feel that you are somebody. On this day that we remember the Pan-African movement, be proud and feel you are me. And you are me. Anytime you pray, you say amen. Say yes, I'm part of amen. I'm satisfied. Thank you.